Welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you my Spider Hard 10 team. It's a extremely fast team in my opinion from what I could build on my account. It's typically 45 seconds to a minute depending on RNG, what lands, and honestly this is all possible via one single champion. So as you can see there, 58 seconds, not the best run by any stretch, and all of the damage coming from the highlight of today's video, Akemtum. Now, this champion is a void epic, so it's not exactly the most accessible champion in the world. I understand that. However, if you do have this champion, get it built and get completing Spider 10 in less than a minute. You do not need very, very specific builds, just speed, accuracy. That's all I have on this champion. There is some attack, but obviously it's not even crit capped. It's not going to do anything. There's no crit damage, for example. Just speed and accuracy. Now, the reason Akemtum is so good is this passive, Hex Blood, has an 80% chance, books up to 100 of inflicting damage from one poison debuff on enemies under a Hex debuff whenever their allies receive damage from poison debuffs. This, combined with any other poison champion, just melts Spider, as you saw in that video there. And obviously, you need to place them. It's Spider Hard 10. As much accuracy as possible. Now, I've got two teams built because I understand they're not exactly accessible. So I've done my best to try and find another team that could work. But the premise behind this is, and I'll run the team again for you. Yeah, we're going to run it now so you can just sort of see how the team works. But essentially, the way this team is built is to just get out as many poisons as possible. Glade Kid is there specifically for a speed lead and the increased accuracy. He brings a lot of other buffs, which is incredible. I just wanted the accuracy so that I, have the best chance of landing everything. But you can see here, just poisons on poisons. Mithrala is there to help with the hex placement so that we definitely have it up on all of the different spiderlings. Just as much accuracy as possible from Glade Kid. X is going out there. Stock's going to start extending everything, more poisons, and that's essentially the build. That's why it runs so quickly. The reason I've got both Mishinaki and Mithrala there is to just help get poisons on everything. It helps speed it up, I believe. I don't have confirmation on that. It's just what I've done. Stock is there because he can bring out a lot of poisons as well across the board. And yeah, let's go into the team preview real quick and you can sort of see how the team runs. So the way I've got it up, Glade Kid starts with his A3 because that's where the increased accuracy comes from. I don't care about the rest of his skills. I just wanted to start, get the increased accuracy up. All good. Stock is there. Poisons. He can place poisons. He can extend poisons. That's it. That's his job. I've turned off his A2 because what I don't want is activating them. I have found that this can really mess with the run and sometimes cause it to fail if they get bust too soon. If they get activated at the wrong points, it can make the run fail. So I found if I just switch the A2 off and he never uses it, they don't blow up. There's more poisons there, which will trigger Akemtum's passive. Mithrala there in the first wave, again, help with the Hex, get the Hex up, which triggers this passive because we need the Hex debuff up. And then Akemtum is opening with the A1 to link with Mithrala's A2 so that the debuff spread can happen, the poisons can go everywhere. That'll be the first wave, and then Akemtum comes in with its own Hex. And then in my case, Mishinaki is there for a third round of Hex, because again, I just want to get as much Hex and poison out as possible. So it doesn't need to be Mishinaki. If you have another Hex champion, great. Equally, you don't need another Hex champion. So the other team I've built is replacing Mishinaki with Venomage. Now, again, I'm trying to make these teams as accessible as possible. Glade Kid, you do not need. You can replace him with anybody that can give you increased accuracy if you feel you need it. Otherwise, another poisoner would be great. If you can get a speed lead poisoner or even Stock. Stock, for example, perfect. He's a speed lead. He can drop poisons. If you can just get an increased accuracy champion just to help, do it. So do not worry about Glade Kid being there. He is just, in my case, an increased accuracy champion. Stock, he was a previous fusion, so I'm hoping a lot of you do have him. Again, he is there for poisons. He can extend them, which makes him very, very good in this case, but just there for poisons. So if you've got somebody who can do better, bring them. Mithrala is there for the Hex. Mithrala is a free champion. You will all eventually get her from Hydra. Don't have her yet. Just wait. You will get her. Venomage, I know it's luck. It's an epic though, so it should be easier to come across. Again, her A3 places 2 poisons on everyone. So between her and Stock, that's 4 poisons. Bring Akemtum in, that's more poison. Mithrala can also put poisons on her A1. You can see where I'm going with this. And then obviously Akemtum. To be fair, Akemtum, depending on if you've done fusions, is going to be the most difficult one to get. But essentially same thing. They're for poisons. So if I run the second team, this was the team that got the 45-second run, but I don't know why I stopped using it. I think I just wanted more hex. That was my own personal opinion. But you can see it works the exact same way. It gets just putting poisons up, getting the hex out there, watching the health absolutely get ruined. You know, there's turn 1. Same thing, spiderlings will all spawn. We are wanting as much damage as possible, so we're extending all of the poisons. Hopefully, I think we get around to... That was the other hex, again, just a big blast of it. But that's the team, right? Put hex out, as many poison debuffs as humanly possible, getting out there. If you could run double stock, for example, do it. Double venom age, do it. You know, just anything to get all the poisons out. There we go, 46 seconds. Never failed with these teams, and it's all made possible by Akemtum. Hopefully that will help you unlock Spider 10. If not farming for Marius missions with the mythical ones, you've then got the best Spider, best chances at the best gear, less than a minute run as well. Turn attack time, 17 turns. All around, it's a great team made possible by one Void Epic. I hope you're all lucky enough to pull it. I hope you're all good enough to do a team. If you've got better teams, I can completely understand, especially from you late game players. But there we go. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments any improvements you have for the videos or any teams you want me to build, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.